Hi flowers! Today's video is super fun and super exciting. This is the first video that I do like this. It's my first cooking video. I do hope you enjoy this. The recipe I'm sharing today is my coconut sweet potato chickpea curry. Ooh, mouthful of a name. But it's super good. It's one of my personal favorites and I hope you enjoy it as well. And if you want to see how I make it, then please stick around. So I'm more of a chop as I go as I cook type of person, but to make this a little more easy to follow, and it's I think a little more user-friendly, it's a lot easier to follow a recipe if you prep the ingredients first and then you go. Kind of in the chef world, it's the phrase mise en place, it's everything in its place. It's having your items, your ingredients prepped before you actually start cooking so you don't miss an ingredient. So that's kind of the style I'll follow here. I'm 100% honest, this is not the way I cook on my day-to-day life, but like I said, for these purposes, this is how we're rolling. So I'll show you what we will be needing today. So we're gonna start off by chopping one whole onion. And I like to cut off the ends first, and then cut it in half. And then put our onion into our bowl over here. Okay, so I'm gonna set our chopped up onion off to the side over here, and now we're gonna start working on our sweet potato. So I just like to cut off the ends. I did already peel my sweet potato. I switched knives because that knife isn't the best for cutting thick and hard vegetables. So we are going to cut this in fairly large chunks. Yes, the smaller you cut them, the faster it will cook, but I also don't want it to turn into mush, which I never like. And you want them to be, for the most part, the same size. That way they cook evenly. It doesn't have to be the exact same size, but, you know, roughly. So this is our chopped up sweet potato. I'm gonna put it into this bowl for ease of cooking. Put that off to the side. Okay. Okay, so now I have 3 peeled cloves of garlic and 1 peeled knob of ginger. Don't judge my ginger, it's on its last leg, I know, but I wanted to use it before it died on me. So this little nifty tool, my sister gave it to me as a gift. I don't even remember for what. This is awesome, I absolutely love it. If you don't have it, you can finely mince the garlic and ginger, or you can use a microplane. This is just my tool of choice. I love this thing, so this is what I'm gonna use. It's really cool. You can just grab your garlic and wiggle it around. So from here, I have all my garlic peeled. I just kind of brush it off with my ginger piece. This totally came with a brush. I have no idea what happened to the brush, so this is what I tend to use now. And then you want about a teaspoon of ginger. So I do the same exact thing, just grate until I have my desired amount. Okay, so there is our 3 cloves of grated garlic and a teaspoon of grated ginger. Okay, so I have my burner turned up to about medium lowish heat. I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil to my pan. So I added about a teaspoon of whole cumin seeds. I'm letting them toast up, kind of fry up in the pan because that really releases their flavor and incredible aroma. So you want to toast these for about a minute or 2. You just really want them to get nice and fragrant. These are about done, so we're gonna add in our onion. And you want to let this go until the onions are nice and translucent. gonna make a little well in the center. I'm gonna add a tad bit more oil. So here I have a half a teaspoon each of curry powder, turmeric, and coriander, and I'm going to add that into that well in the middle just to kind of fry up the spices a bit. So I let that kind of do its thing for about a minute or so. Now we're gonna add 1 can of diced tomatoes. Get that all meshed in, and I like to kind of crush them. In all honesty, I like to kind of do it with my hand, but I'm a little bit nervous and I totally forgot because I'm trying to look at my camera, make sure it doesn't fall or anything happens to it. So I'm gonna add in this whole can of coconut. This is actually coconut cream. I've used coconut milk and coconut cream. I like the coconut in this. If you don't want to make it too coconutty, then by all means don't add as much. But we like the flavor, at least I do. And let that kind of melt and mix in there. So 100% real life, I totally forgot to add the ginger and the garlic. So I'm gonna cook it over here and then add it into this. It'll taste the same. So I'm gonna show you how I do that real quick. So I'm letting the pan heat up real quick. And I'm just gonna add this in here. This was supposed to cook with the spices. But like I said, I forgot. So I'm just gonna quickly let this do its thing over here. While that does its thing over here, I'm going to add 1 cup of chickpeas or 1 can of rinsed chickpeas. We're gonna add a teaspoon of salt and about 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon of pepper. Give that a little mix. Now that this is fried up a bit and cooked nicely, I'm gonna add it to this, and it's going to mesh its flavor where it was supposed to be in the beginning. So now that this is incorporating and giving all its flavor, I'm going to turn it up to simmer, and we are going to add our cubed up sweet potato now. And I'm gonna add in 2 dried chilies for some added flavor. I'm not really into spice, but my husband is, so those are there for him. So we're gonna let this come up to a boil, then we're gonna partially cover it, lower the heat, and let it simmer for about 30 minutes. Okay, so it's been simmering for about 30 minutes now. And the sweet potato is at the point where if it cooks just a little bit longer, it'll be a little too mushy. And I like not for it to have a crunch, but for it to have some body, you know, some texture. So I'm gonna leave it like that. And this part is 100% up to you. I like to mash about 1/4 of it, because if you look at it, it's a little on the soupy side. It's not as thick as I would prefer. So just to make that a tad bit thicker, I do mash up a little bit. And see how that just thickens it up just a bit? My husband doesn't like it too mashed or too thick, so I either do no mash or just a little bit of mash like that. This is also the point where you want to taste it. See if it needs a little bit more seasoning, a little bit more spice, more salt. This is a lot cooking. That's what I love about cooking. It's a lot of personal preference. So you can follow a recipe, but if you like a little bit more of this or a little bit more of that, you can totally custom make it and tailor it. That's perfect. Oh, that's so good. Okay, so I'm gonna turn this off I do have my rice over here, which I did cook, which is what I like to serve this with. And we are going to go and chop some cilantro that will give the nice burst of freshness to our dish. So I washed and rinsed my cilantro. I'm just gonna cut off the ends, put them off to the side, cut this in half. And I'm going to roughly chop then just run once right through the middle. Hey guys, so I already plated the rice, and then here is our beautiful sweet potato curry. I'm gonna add this right onto the side. And yes, I totally saw my little dollop there, so I'm just gonna take my apron, don't judge, clean that up. It's a good portion. Top it off with the cilantro and a squeeze of lime. And that's it, you guys. Guys, this is my sweet potato curry. I hope you guys like it. My personal favorite, like I said. It's just nice, sweet, spicy, delicious. For those of you who like spice, you could totally add like cayenne pepper or just chop up a chili in here. I don't like spice, so this is absolutely perfect for me. This is also vegan, so if you want a vegan meal, this can be right up your alley. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys try this out. And if you do, please tag me on Instagram because I want to see what you guys make. Have a beautiful day, flowers.